Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. Well, it is a busy Saturday morning in the neighborhood. Everybody's out mowing or weed eating or blowing, doing something because it feels so good out here. Everybody's out enjoying this beautiful, cool morning that we so rarely get around here this time of year. Usually October is still pretty hot, so we're enjoying it. I'm going to start working on my outside decor for Halloween. I've got a few things that I need to do before I can actually start decorating. I want to do a little bit of pressure washing under my porch here and do some leaf maintenance, and also I need to trim some of my bushes, so I'm gonna do that first. And then, as you can see behind me, I've already started taking things out of the shed. I am biting at the bit to start decorating and to get that 12-foot skeleton up. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today because David has a project going on of his own in the garage, so he's going to be limited to how much he can help me, but I'm going to try to do as much as I can today, or at least as much as my body will allow, because I'm gonna tell you, I am not able to do quite as much as I used to. My body starts giving out a lot sooner than it used to, for sure. I am definitely noticing that in my late 40s. So I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get started so that I can take full advantage of this air that we have right now. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is do a little bit of pressure washing. You can see it's needed. I've got some green algae here, just really mostly in this one spot is where it's at. So I want to clean that up, and I'd like to try to get at least this area of my walkway kind of pressure washed and maybe clean it up just a little bit. Also, I want to put lights in my bushes, so we need to do some trimming, and it needs it anyway for before the winter starts. So we've got that little bush there, and then we got some little sprigs sticking up here and over here. So I just need to do some yard maintenance first before I start filling everything full of decor. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll start doing the fun stuff. I can tell you for certain that it was not long after filming that coat came off and that cool air went away, because it is very short-lived around here. If you don't get out early in the morning and get that first thing in the morning cool air or that last of the afternoon cool air, you are going to absolutely melt in my front yard, because the way it faces is directly towards the sun, and it is pounding and it is miserable. The backyard's just a little better, but we weren't working in the backyard today. We were straight in the path of that sun, and it was miserable, but we got it done. Well, we got most of it done. And no, I was not having fun doing pressure washing at all. I don't know why people enjoy pressure washing. I don't know why they think it's satisfying, because I was not having a good time at all. But yeah, that's something I've learned this year, is when I'm working outside, I really do have to grab those hours, those perfect peak hours, either first thing in the morning or last of the afternoon, or it's just miserable out there. Okay, we got job number 1 done, and I was not planning on doing all of this, but my ADHD got the best of me, and I found that it was kind of harder to stop than I thought it would be, but we got it pretty okay. It is definitely worth every single penny to hire a professional to do this, because I was not having fun. That's a lot of work, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm only doing this porch. What if I had to do this whole house? I would be one more miserable human. That's all I can tell you. All right, that's done. I'm gonna go get the trimmer so that I can start working on these bushes next, and that'll give my porch a little bit of time to dry. Would it even be an outside holiday decorate with me video if I did not have leaves stuck all over my body, especially on my back where I can't see them? No, I don't think it would be. We're just gonna we're gonna embrace it as part of the outfit at this point. Okay, 4 hours later and a 1980s style home haircut. I got carried away right there, y'all. One bush I made one clipping and the whole hole started opening up. So anyway, it is what it is. It looks so much nicer. I have been raking and pruning and just doing all the little things that needed to be done all summer, and it was just too hot to get out here to do. But it's 12 o'clock and I am finally at the point where I think I can start decorating. So what I want to start with is the garland and the lights that go around the door. That should be the easiest place to start, so that's what we're going to do. I found that the easiest way to hang garlands around my door is with the vinyl hangers. You can get them on Amazon. They're just little pieces of metal, bent metal. Honestly, they slide right into your vinyl and they are really inexpensive. I think they're like $6.99 for maybe 8 or 10 of them. I have 3 packs now because I had to order some more. I would recommend them a million times over if you're decorating your porch and you have vinyl siding, because they just work perfectly. They have never failed me. They have never fallen off. If you've got something like a piece of decor that you're worried will blow away, all you got to do is just wrap something like maybe a tie strap or a bread tie or something around that little hook, and it works perfectly every time. Now these little lights, I got these last year. I had to do a little surgery with them because Summer bought them from Goodwill.com, and there was a couple different strands that were missing some pieces and whatnot. So I took all of those pumpkins and put them on one long singular strand of lights, and it fits perfectly around my door. So I'm pointing here at the post on my porch. I decided this year that I was going to decorate it just a little more elaborately. So what I did is I went to Walmart and I got this really inexpensive Christmas garland, which I like to use to grab onto things. It's a good base piece when you're decorating, because once it's all over and you finish decorating the area, you don't really see that garland, and it's only like $4 a pack. So it only took 2 packs to wrap completely around my post. It did its job perfectly because it held these lights exactly where I wanted them to go, and if the lights had just been on the bare post, they would have kind of slid around a little bit and I would have had to stabilize them. So this garland did exactly what I wanted it to do by holding those lights in place. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a minute because I don't like this. This was some foliage that I had gotten for 99 cents at the Goodwill, and this was what I had used to make that tree that was on my porch that I wrapped around that tomato cage. It's a little red, and I got this Christmas garland because I thought that it would be a good like grabber to hold on to everything. So with this red foliage and that Christmas garland, it's looking a little bit too much like Christmas. So I think I'm gonna run to the Hobby Lobby and get some more of this garland because it is so inexpensive. It's only like $5 a strand, and I think I could probably get by with 4 of them. Because let me back up, it just looks like Christmas and I don't like it. It looks like little poinsettias. So I think you'll probably agree with me that this is not working. So I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna leave the greenery up there, take the red leaves down, and replace it with yellow and orange ones. That was the most worthy trip to the Hobby Lobby because already I am liking this so much better. It is so much prettier than that red foliage that I had up there. And I'm still going to use that foliage in a different spot of the yard, so it's not going to go to waste. It just was not working in this spot particularly. But this, yes, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted it to look like. So from the very beginning of this holiday Halloween season, I told you guys that the things that I wanted to buy this year specifically were pieces for the yard. I wanted to kind of expand on the yard. I don't need things for the inside of the house, and I didn't, but I still bought a few things. But regardless, this was one of the first things that I bought. I got them actually in June, I think. Originally I had intended on putting them kind of popping up out of the bushes. That's why I bought 3 of them. I'm so glad I bought 3 of them because they fit perfectly on this post. I didn't intend on doing this. It just kind of evolved as I was decorating. But when I kind of took a step back and I looked at all my decorations, I just had one of those aha moments, and I was like, how cute would those little ghosts be popping up out of like on each side of that post. And this is probably one of my favorite things that I did. Well, I'm gonna probably say that a lot because this is the best porch I have done for Halloween, I think, in my opinion, ever. I think it turned out so good. But yes, I love those little ghosts popping up on the posts. So the next thing I'm gonna do is run some lights across my eaves, I guess. The theme of my house is that the skeletons are helping me decorate, but they're all a bunch of miscreants and they're falling all over the place. And this is a great theme for a lazy person because yes, I started putting those lights across the front of my house, but then I was like, I don't want to go across the whole house. I'm tired of doing this. So we'll just make it look as if the skeletons fell off the roof and the lights went with them. I guess I lost the footage of me putting the ladder up here with the skeleton, but it's kind of the same thing. That was probably, I can't remember for sure, but I think that's Flossie up there. But it's the same type of scenario. The skeletons are all working together to hang the lights, and that bigger skeleton is using the ladder. And I do, in case you're wondering, I do have that ladder very secure so that no one can come up here and take it. So if a thief wants to take my ladder, they're going to have to work very, very hard to get it. Plus, it's orange and it fit perfect. I got these little pumpkins from Walmart for like 97 cents. And this is going to be another thing that I didn't really plan on doing. You see me stick it in that little garland over there. That's what I had bought them with the intention to use them for. It was to add to that garland. But when the pumpkins got put there, that idea kind of got put to the wayside. So I hung them across the front of my house, and it is another thing that's one of my favorite additions. I'd never done that before, and it just turned out so cute. This is the end of this day because we were hot, we were miserable. It was just we were not having a good time at this point. So I put out these last few pieces on the porch, and then we called it a day. And then the next scene you'll see is going to be the next day. I am wearing the same colors, but they are different clothes. And then these little stacks of pumpkins came from Dollar Tree. They were $7, and I knew I wanted to put them in these windows, but I didn't quite know how to fasten them up. So I just got a little suction type hook, and they have not fallen. They have been perfect, held up great, and they look really cute up here. It's the next day. It's still pretty hot outside, but I'm going to do my best to try to knock out the rest of this yard or porch decorate with me. The first thing I'm going to do is change my pillowcases. These covers came from Temu, very inexpensive and just as cute as can be. Now this is one of my favorite things, like probably my top favorite thing that I did, and so inexpensive. I went to an antique store and I saw these die cuts and they were so expensive, and I thought, I bet I could kind of sort of replicate them but still make them to where I could put them outside. And I got these little skeletons from the Dollar Tree. I used my little vinyl siding hooks to secure him perfectly, and then these are these little flat pumpkins that I put in my tree out front. I have a ton of them, so I just borrowed 2 of them, and I made the cutest little dancing skeleton pumpkin men to go around my sign. I love it, and it's kind of a shame because there's so much going on my porch. They kind of get lost, but I see them and I love them, and they make me smile so much because I think they were just such a cute addition to the porch. And I always try to put something around that sign, something fun, and this is my favorite. I just love it. If you have been subscribed to my channel for more than just a minute, then you know that I do this every year. It's such a small, inexpensive project, but so impactful. It just makes such a big ta-da in the yard. Plus, I like these specific pumpkins as opposed to the pails. I know you've seen this done with the pails, but these are so much easier to store with, especially when you have as much Halloween decor as I do. Every little square inch of storage space matters, so I just put this in fast forward so you didn't have to watch me struggle so hard. But I always hang these pumpkins in this tree. I like these smaller skeletons too. I've had these for years. They came from Dollar General. When I started getting them, they were only $8 a piece. Sadly, this year I saw that Dollar General was selling them for $15 a piece, which is crazy because my 5-foot skeletons are $30. So I didn't get any new ones this year. I just couldn't do it. So I have the same 3 that I've had for this whole time. I always use them here on this tree. I like the idea or the concept that they're picking pumpkins from a pumpkin tree, but this year we're going to say that they're decorating the tree. They're hanging the pumpkins on the tree because of the theme of the yard being the skeletons are decorating the house. So all I do is just tie strap them to the tree in different positions, and they always are so cute. And then I have a little spotlight pointing towards them so you can see them from the road. If you're looking to do a project like this, I will tell you this. I do have to do a little surgery each year on just a few of my pumpkins. Their little eyes and nose and mouth will get loose. You'll need to come in with some hot glue and just do some minor repairs each year. The color seems to hold up pretty well. I only have one that's faded, and that's the one that I just hung from that smaller skeleton, and it was just the green. The rest of them are holding up great. They look brand new, especially when I, re-affix their faces. I've got one right now I've got to go out there and fix because we've had like 3 days of nothing but rain, so they had a little bit of a beating over the last few days, but they do hold up pretty well, I will say. And then this is the second skeleton that I have. I ended up getting a new one last year to represent me and David. And I wanted it to look as if they were decorating the house. And in this case, decorating the tree. So the lights do light up. but they don't go very far. And this is also a good idea when you don't have really long strands of lights, which I don't. I just have smaller strands that I kind of piece together. This is all a piecemeal front yard, let me tell you. This is years and years and years of collecting brought together to make something pretty and cohesive. Like those purple bat lights that I have there, I've had those for so many years, but they still work and they're still cute, but I only have one strand, so I do the best that I can. These little skeletons here I've had for, I know, more than a dozen years. I thought they would be cute as if they were decorating too. We've got skeletons of all shapes and sizes out here, and then I'm gonna put one more of my bigger metal skeletons behind them. I do have to kind of tie strap these guys in though, because otherwise they'll fall, like you see there, they kind of fall over. So especially that big metal one in the back, I do have to strap him in. And then finally we're going to use the little metal pieces that I got from the Dollar Tree that everybody was looking for. I think these turned out so cute. I just kind of sporadically stuck them in different spaces in the yard. The only one that I did not use was that black cat. It just was not popping to me. I know somebody told me to take a white paint pen and maybe outline it to make it pop a little bit, and I may still try to do that. I put the cat right here, but I ultimately ended up moving him because I felt like it was just a little too crowded in this area. So I may, before you see the house tour, I may do a little surgery on the cat to change him up a little bit, but just know he didn't stay in this area. And of course I'm going to come in with some of my Juanita flowers because I only have 2 real mums out here, and I always get 2 because I buy them from my nephew with his school fundraiser. So this year I thought I was going to be smart, and I went ahead and I put them in the what do you call those things, those pots. Little Lily actually potted them for me so that they would stand a better chance of surviving, because every year I buy these mums and every year they die. Even if I replant them, they still don't do well, which my front yard doesn't do well with growing flowers because it's not very rich nutrient soil. It's just sand. It's just a bad place to plant anything. And then I bought these little skeleton hands from the Dollar General. I thought they would be cute popping up out of the bushes. As part of the skeleton crew that's decorating the house, a few of them fell in the bushes, and they're just giving you the thumbs up that they're okay. They're in there somewhere. they're okay. And then I just popped a few of my little spiders on the wall too. You can kind of see in the background. I always put those up. They are war slap out though. I don't even know how much longer those little legs are going to bend, but they're hanging on this year at least. So this is what I've gotten done for night 2. I haven't worked on it all day. Obviously, I've just worked on it a little bit this afternoon. I got the pumpkins in the tree, and this is as high as I'm willing to go for Halloween. I'm not going to the top of that tree because I don't feel like dying over some Halloween decorations. But if you haven't guessed, and I may have already told you because I know I'm going to be doing voiceovers, the theme of my home is that the skeletons are decorating everything for us. So we've got the skeletons over here hanging the lights, and they're just kind of falling all over the place. I've got these little hands coming up out of the bushes where they've already fallen, but they're giving us the okay sign that they're not, they haven't, well, they're already dead. But they haven't died again. So that's the theme. And then I've got one more big surprise with that same theme in mind. But that's more than likely not going to be in this video. That's a pretty big project, and and this video is already too long as it is, so I do not anticipate that being here. But we got to save some of the goodness to spread around, right? I love these. I love how these turned out. We got this done today. Got a lot done this afternoon, considering the fact that I only worked for a few hours. Got all the lights put in the bushes. So I'm going to stop for the night, and I think what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to stop taking footage, put it that way. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to at least get all of these cords electrified and get some power going to all these lights, and at least get that much done if I can. That's what I'd like to get accomplished before the end of the night. Okay, y'all, it's 7:30 and it is thoroughly dark. So I can't do anything else. It looks like a Halloween type of Christmas, doesn't it? The lights hanging on the roof are incandescent, and the lights in the bushes, well, they're mixed. Those are LED, so they actually look pink, and I don't love that, but that's just the lights I've always used. I didn't realize how pink they were until I saw these incandescent ones, so excuse me, LED ones, but it's what we got to work with. That's all we got. All right, I am done for the night. We still have the yard to decorate. I don't know if it's going to be in this video or not. I'll think about it and I'll let you know within the next few seconds. So it's a different day, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to include the remaining yard decorate with me in this video. There's not a whole lot left that I want to do in the front yard. I think I might still do a little bit in the backyard too, but what's left is going to need a little bit of prep. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end this video because we're on a good note. We finished the porch. It looks amazing. I love it. So let's end this now, and then I'm going to pick up where I left off in a different vlog because I have to go pick up like hay bales, and I have to put my skeleton together, and I have to do a few things. I don't want to prolong this video going out while I'm trying to put together everything else. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to go ahead and end this video for today. As always, I appreciate you guys so much spending a few minutes of your day with me. It means the whole world to me. So until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.